Hi, everybody. How are you today? The floors are in. I'm still moving furniture back into them. Now, the next step, of course, is to get the furniture out of the two bedrooms in the hallway because that's what's going to be done next week. So it's never ending, but I think we're over the hardest part now, kitchen, pantry, office, and living room. Wowza. Anyway, um, I have a reading today to share. I guess this is kind of the week for readings. I hadn't planned it, but that seems to be how the Spirit is working. I want to read a quote from Parker Palmer. Are you familiar with him? I think he's Quaker, right? Quaker theologian. Anyway, he writes wonderful, thought provoking things. And in his book, A Hidden Wholeness, Wholeness, A Hidden Wholeness, Parker Palmer writes the following. The deeper our faith, the more doubt we must endure. The deeper our hope, the more prone we are to despair. The deeper our love, the more pain its loss will bring. These are a few of the paradoxes we must hold as human beings. If we refuse to hold them in the hopes of living without doubt, despair, and pain, we also find ourselves living without faith, hope, and love. We are reminded that human nature, like nature herself, can hold opposites together as paradoxes, resulting in a more capacious and generous life. And then the woman I was reading said, luminosity and gloom are of a piece. In so many ways, the pandemic and the multiple crises of these days have heightened this paradox. We feel doubt, despair, and grief precisely because we know faith, hope, and love. The things we see as bad actually affirm the gracious gifts of a full life, in the same way that shadows give depth and dimension to a painting. I was talking with my brother earlier this week. He and I think, are very close, and my sister-in-law as well. He's a devout Christian Scientist, although she is not. She's a Presbyterian Congregationalist. We were talking about beliefs and thoughts. And he said that one of the foundations of Christian Science kind of goes along with this in a way. He said it's the difference between spiritual facts and human beliefs. And that most of our problems arise when we're talking about human beliefs. Human thoughts and beliefs. Yes, that's right. Human thoughts and beliefs, as opposed to spiritual facts. And that we confuse them. And when we confuse them, that's when we open ourselves to the the negativity of whatever we are experiencing. That the spiritual truths don't change. The spiritual truths, God loves us. God designed us to be whole and complete and healthy and well, that perfect shalom. And that it is the human thoughts and beliefs that get in the way of that. We were also talking, I was talking with them as we had talked about in the Bible study group on Monday, wondering what is it that causes one person to believe in anything, whether we're talking about God or church or self. I mean, what causes one person to believe in something and another person to not be a believer? What is it that causes some people to go in that direction? Because I'm increasingly coming to think and maybe believe that the churches are not meant to be big right now. Churches are not meant to be bringing in members, that we should be spending our time not growing larger, but growing deeper in our spirituality and our spiritual connections to God, even if they are small little pockets of believers. that maybe that's what God is wanting for our future, to have small, easily quick responding, able to quickly respond groups of believers as opposed to large monolithic entities. I don't know about that yet. I haven't figured that one all out yet, but I do think it's connected to Parker Palmer, A Hidden Wholeness. The deeper our faith, the more doubt we must endure. I think it's very true. And the deeper our hope, the more prone we are to despair. And the deeper our love, the more pain its loss will bring. And yet, Jesus teaches us through Paul that we are to believe in faith, hope, and love. These three, and the greatest of these is love. So maybe when we're going through our days, and I know earlier this week I talked about living in the darkness and remembering the light, maybe as we're going through these times that are so challenging, that are anxiety producing for some, or depression inducing for others, or fill in the blank, whatever it is for you, maybe what we are supposed to be doing, and would be even more helpful, is to embrace those things and to remember that the more we feel the hurt is kind of indicative of how our capacity to feel the opposite. Khalil Gibran talked about this in The Prophet, and paraphrasing, he said that the more hurt we have that gouges something out of us, the more room there is to be filled with love the next time. So instead of looking around at the loss and the ways that we fall, our world or our country or society or church is falling short of things right now, what would happen if we were to flip that and say, I think I'm right I am right where I'm supposed to be. I think the church is right where it's supposed to be. I think the country is right where it's supposed to be in order to accomplish whatever is coming next. Because it's that paradox that we hold in tension. And we must hold on to the spiritual truths and not the human thoughts and beliefs that we have developed. The spiritual truth is God loves us. Nothing can get in the way of that love. In the end, everything's going to be okay. So if it's not okay, it's not the end yet. All right, that's it. This is the end of Prayerful Pause for today, however. So I hope you have a great day. We'll see you back here next time. Thanks for joining me. And I hope this has been a little thought-provoking to take with you throughout the rest of your day. We'll see you next time. Until then, God bless and take care. Bye for now.